one aspect is probably about the game, in-game mentality. The other aspect is that team psychologist, which is something similar to what we're going to focus on today. What else can you do to prepare for a tournament? What can you do to prepare for a tournament, for a big tournament? Anyone?
Team building.
Team building, yes. Also on the field, frisbee-wise, physical preparation. What else? Who's talking? Okay, yes. Okay, as a team, let's think of it as a team. Team building, which you can talk, yeah. Physical preparation, maybe, of course, practices with the disc, not only running and going to the gym. Practices with the disc, team building, or like Christina said, something that is usually overlooked is a team psychologist, okay? It can help a lot because there are moments of team building, very specific, and you actually know exactly what you're doing. Instead, usually team building can be like maybe going out with the team, eating together at someone's house or eating out with the team. These are different aspects of team building, okay? Either the psychological part or the moment where you actually focus on like social moments with the team. All right? Okay, let's go on. Italy versus USA, Perth 2018. I don't know if you've ever seen this game. We'll see just 1 point. I would like you to look at the score. That's me on the left. Quite a lot of wind. Not a great pass, but with the wind, it's fine. It's nice to analyze this game if anyone would want to, because we have like a very good order on the field. Thank you. Okay, 10-7 against the US at Worlds in the final. I don't think any other team in an under 24 has gotten this close to winning. We lost that game, but we were very close. And I have to admit, the USA was a stronger team. They were more prepared. We got them, we faced them in the pool play, and we lost 15-7 maybe, okay? Davide was keeping some players out because he knew we would lose that game. And he said, well, we'll keep them fresh. But we lost and we knew that they were better. The only chance that we would have to win is if we got to the final and we got that hype and that coordination of the team in that moment. And 10-7 was thanks to that hype and that community that we created around the team. How did we get here? There are 100 different aspects, but I can break them down to 3. First of all, practicing a lot with the team. Practicing for practically a year and a half of gym and practices all together, okay, or at least most of the team. Most of the team was from Bologna. So practicing all together. Then we had social moments off of the field, a lot. A year of social moments where we would have parties together, yes, drinking and smoking as well, which isn't like a sportsy thing, but parties together, social moments, getting to know your teammates off the field as well. And the last thing, which is what I'm going to focus on in this presentation, is singing. We were singing. The whole tournament, before the tournament, when we got there, in any moment that we were together, if we were walking to the fields, going on bus to the fields. During the games, after the games, we were singing chants, okay? And in this particular moment of the tournament, that is what got us to 10-7. Because we started out singing, and the Americans were like, we beat this team 15-7 in pool play, it's gonna be easy. And we were there like so hyped, singing all together. The thing is that in this situation, the opposing team doesn't see you as a singular player, Dalila, and I don't know many names, Elvis, okay? They don't see you as singular players. They see you as a group. And USA, for the way that they play and the way that they make their selection, they are a bunch of singular players. Very strong. They're a bunch of singular players. So what I would like you to reflect on and maybe bring home from this presentation is, what can I do, and what are the strategies, what are some strategies that maybe my team would appreciate or would like in order to make a team as much of a like one solid thing as possible. It's not 28 different players, 26, 15 different players, but it's one solid group. We were singing. We started the game singing chants. We kept on singing until the end. Every point we were making, we were singing, and that's what got us to 10-7. Why did we fall down? 100 different aspects, but one of them was because at halftime, I was in charge of the singing. That's why I'm doing this presentation. I was in charge of the singing. As soon as it was halftime, we did the chant. We didn't do it at the end of halftime. We kind of lost the rhythm. And I'm not saying, I don't want you to think that I'm saying that getting to the final in Australia was thanks to singing only. No, but it is a major aspect that I think helps a lot, and we wouldn't have got there if we didn't have these moments of community, okay? Everyone was together. Everyone was singing as hard as they could. And to bring another example, we'll go on to this. This, not this. No. Let's see if I can get it back. This one. Did anyone see this? It's this year's Belgium versus Canada under 24. I'm sorry, girls, I only got men's video, but if you ask Valeria about this, the Revolution last year, they were chanting a lot during the final against Fury, and they started out 4-0, but they were still singing, still chanting, still had this group, and they won the final. First in the world. Congrats to Revolution. So, who saw this? All right. Good. That's good to know. But this is another example, okay? So, first point, Canada starts on defense. There's no volume anyways. It's gonna skip sometimes. Canada starts on defense. I'm skipping because there are turnovers, a bunch of different turnovers. The first point was very long. Canada starts on defense. Okay, here it's the full point. Oh. I'm sorry, I have to get back. No! Don't look. Slideshow. Sorry for the technical problems. I'm just trying to stop it. Okay, so you get to under 24 Worlds with a team. It's Canada, yes. Everyone knows that they are pretty good. They score the first break. I would like you to look at the celebration. One guy by himself, waving a frisbee, hip bump, everyone else is just kind of like jogging in. They do a Cristiano Ronaldo thing. And he also, that's not enough. He has to do a celebration by himself. Think of the psychological aspect of this. He was not satisfied with the celebration for his team, from his team, so he has to fake a spike and celebrate by himself. This is Belgium's first point on offense. So it's not even a break. It's on offense. Dan de Marais. Okay, he likes to spike it, but then it's not a break, so no break train. But the whole team is there with him celebrating and jumping around. Okay? First point. Then let's see Canada's second point. Another long hook. Stonehouse. Which I don't really like how he plays. Stonehouse catches it. Cool. He does his celebration by himself. He's happy. But the team is not united. That's Stonehouse scoring a point. Belgium's second point. It's on offense, again. Nice catch, Toby. This guy is Tobias Mine, and that's his brother. But the whole team is there, checking for his celebration, and jumping with him. Okay? Now we're skipping because we're going to show this is Canada's third point because there were 2 breaks. So this is Canada's third point. Yeah, they're down by 2. But again, they score. Not really much of a celebration. Stonehouse, he's happy. But everyone else doesn't look so happy, right? Yeah, golf puck and everyone is clapping. It doesn't seem like it's involving the players much. Here we have Belgium. This is their first break. You know what's coming. That's Lander de Grane. Yes, this is their first break, and they have the break train. All right, he almost hits the cameraman too. So. But again, the whole team is behind him, running with him, and jumping with him. This is the second break. Again, break train, the whole team running behind him. Now, if you're from the outside and you see this, do you see one player doing a celebration? Or do you see a whole team being united and happy because they scored? A whole team. This is the other one. He fakes an injury. Imagine how much time these guys spent thinking about these celebrations. Imagine that. Like, Tobe, the one before where he was going back and forth and then he slams it. I mean, I personally think that he probably likes basketball. Dan keeps on doing these back and forth cuts. I think that's because that's what he's very good at. So everyone kind of puts some of their own into this group celebration. I think that creates a beautiful team situation and team vibe, a feel, okay? Another thing, the difference between Canadians, Americans, and European teams, I think, is that the selection from Canadians and Americans is way bigger, so they have a bigger pool of people. So there are people that don't know each other very well. In Europe, you're probably playing with someone who lives 50 kilometers nearby, okay? Or for the national teams I'm talking about. You're playing with people that you've already seen, you know, you have spent some time with. I think this is an advantage that we have against teams and players from USA and Canada. Because we have a group and we feel like a group, okay? In our national team, but somewhat in Europe as well. Okay? I have seen you guys, like, not most of you, but some of you, at different events, at the Disc In Camp. I know your faces. I've seen you. I know who you are. I know how you play. I still don't know what you like, if you like chocolate or pizza. But, yeah. But, for example, I know some of your jobs, because yesterday we were doing the job game.
Yay.
Okay? We know each other a little bit better. I think this is an advantage that we have. Because when you respect someone else, you also respect your teammates better, and you respect yourself a little bit more. And I think this is something that Americans not always have. If you see Dylan Freechild play, you will see that he doesn't care about anyone else on the field. He doesn't care about his own teammates on sockeye. He just plays because he knows he's very good, and he knows he can play very good. He doesn't respect. I've played against him, and he sat out half the game because he was yelling at his teammates. That's kind of what Davide does, but Davide does it. Davide does it in a less in a more physical way. But it's somewhat different. I hope you understand what I'm saying. I don't want to say Davide is a bad person. I don't want to say Dylan Freechild is a bad person, but I think this aspect of respecting yourself, respecting the other players, and respecting the team helps a lot to go to these events and play them with the right mentality, okay? With the right vibe and team coordination. I also think that this event where we are at now helps a lot for this aspect of respecting other people. You're playing with kids your age who have more or less the same experience as you do. If you respect everyone else next to you, you also respect yourself better. You know how to play with different people. You know how you have seen different Frisbee situations. You can play in a different style if you need to adapt to a certain defense or to a certain offense. You can play defense in a different way, okay? There are coaches coming from all around Europe to teach you their different ways of playing. Also from not Europe, but Colombia and Canada, which is fantastic. You see different ways of approaching a Frisbee match, okay? Actually a Frisbee environment. And you can socialize. As my last slide, see if I can find it. That's okay. Yeah, just to go back to where we were before. Belgium then won against England, and also there was a celebration from the Belgian side and not from England in the final. Okay, you should watch that final. It's a very good game. This is a list of people who have been to the Disc In Camp and who are now European champions. Okay, this is the first Disc In Camp. From Belgium, we had Tobe, Emile, Benjamin, Sofiane, Aaron. I don't know if you know any of these, like personally, but they were at the Disc In Camp. We also have Ref Jonkers. He didn't play because he was injured, but he was at the Disc In Camp and he was leading Belgium mentally and psychologically throughout the year. From France, these are kids that are more or less your age, probably your age, playing at the highest level in Europe and winning the European Championship. Now, in my opinion, like I said, I'm not saying that the Disc In Camp is what made them champions, because if not, like, all of us should be champions in a couple of years. And everyone who was at the first Disc In Camp should be a champion. But what I'm saying is that these moments of social Frisbee, of this social Frisbee environment, I think give you kind of something more that you can use on the pitch. It's an aspect that is usually overlooked. What I was focusing on was singing. Belgians were focusing on like celebrating. You can do dancing like the Colombians do. there are many different aspects. During the tournament, before the tournament, and after the tournament, I think this is something that you should keep in mind. Not only the Frisbee part or the athletic part, but also the psychological part. All right? That's my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it. Questions? Doubts? Someone say, Toby, you're just talking bullshit.
Why do US still win?
Why does US still win? Because they just have more experience and bigger people. No, that's a good. Sorry.
I think they usually go there.
They had a good sideline. That's true. I'm not saying that US doesn't have this psychological aspect. I'm saying that sometimes they are pretentious, and they think they're already better than the team, and that's why we got to the final and started out 10-7, because they thought that they were better than us, and we came in and weren't messing up a lot and chanting, and that put pressure on them. It not only gives you energy as a team, motivates you when you're winning. It cheers you up when you're losing, gives you energy, but it also intimidates the other team. Why do US still win? Because they have years and years of experience. They have coaches that are maybe a bit more prepared. They have seen different scenarios, and especially because they have the opportunity to play at a high level a lot more than we do. So to learn quicker, okay?
What did you change in the final? Why do you think they came back?
Well, Italians have kind of like a mental problem. Yes. So when we are up against a team that is like more or less at our level, I think we are a bit pretentious as well, and we think, okay, we're safe. If we make a couple of mistakes, we're still going to win. Okay? That's not the right mentality. At the beginning of the game, it was like, my brother was playing, there's a point where he just like bumps hard into the American. I'm not saying that you should do that, but it was kind of like, I'm going to give my all, everything I have. Mentally, I want to be focused for the whole game. And physically, I want to push myself beyond my limits to be able to win. After halftime, we were up and we were kind of like, okay, we can breathe now. If you want to win a game, there's no time to breathe, just run until the end. Also, like I said before, the chant that I did was like the coolest chant I've ever done, but I did it at the wrong moment. It was at the beginning of halftime. I should have done it at the end of halftime.
Can you demonstrate the chant?
Yes.
Does anyone know the Colombian chant?
Valeria.
Okay, so the day of the final, before the final, while we were going to the pitches, we were singing go 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 Italia go go go. And then does anyone know the Israeli chant? Elili, 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 go Italy. We changed it to the Italian one. And then there was a Japanese chant, which was.
Did you attend yoga?
Yeah, we did. And that was the best chant, but it was so cool to invent these different chants. It was, Are, Japan, Mori Akari Katarina, Are. And we changed it to, Ita, Lia, non sappiamo cosa dire, which translates to, we don't know what to say. Okay? So, yes, that I think was a very special moment because it was kind of like taking all the pressure off. We were about to play the final and hyping us up with some things to actually do. Like I said, there are many different ways. It's not only singing. You can dance. You can play the slap game, or I don't know, anything that you think is in your spirit, your rhythm as a team. There were some other questions. Lucas, maybe. Yes.
Yeah, what do you do with a team that doesn't really believe in these kind of soft skills as a team? You know? So sometimes you just have people that are like, yeah, I just want to play ultimate, and then all this crap you can sort of just push to the side.
Who's not here, Black is not here.
Okay,
I don't want to say this. No, I'll say it, but I'm joking. You leave the team. That's what I did. No, I'm just kidding, because the FUTA doesn't really have this aspect, okay? We tried and they do it, but it's not like actually the team spirit. It's kind of like doing it just to do something in this philosophy, because maybe we have done it before as a national team and it worked, but the FUTA doesn't really believe in this. So when I was proposing it last year, it wasn't really getting so much attention, and I think it could have helped both last year at Worlds and last year at the European Championship. I think you need to find something else. Okay, it might be going to eat together once a week with your team. At the tournament, it might be playing cards, playing poker. If you are very competitive as players, it might be like, I don't know, doing arm wrestles or things like that. All right? I think it's something that, it's a moment that you have to try to create, try to find, see what works and see what doesn't work.
So you just basically hope that you just spend time together, and then that just induces cohesion in your team. That's just what you just hope to just magically make appear.
It's I wouldn't say it's magically. I think you have to put some effort into it. Okay, effort into thinking of what can be the solution for your team. Okay, usually I think it does happen with some sort of magic, I would say, in the sense that I don't think the Belgians sat down and said, okay, we're gonna get 7 different cheers for when we score. I think it was like, hey, this seems cool, let's do it now. And they did it in that moment. And then, so I think it's a matter of moments. But what I would like to suggest is to just give space to whatever you like. Okay, if you're on a team and you want to create this team vibe and coordination, give space to what you like. If you do that, maybe someone else will support you. Maybe someone else will do it as well. Okay, and in that moment, I think you can create the right opportunity to have one of these solutions. Okay, give space to what you are and don't hold anything inside.